Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of today, a Friday, here at MadWorldTarot. We're looking at the same old that has been trying to sneak back into the royal fold, cheered on by, in the previous reading, Tina Brown and, of course, Richard Eden, and cheered on even more in this reading by Richard Eden again. So, New Palladini Tarot still on the tarot table for this one. It's a good old royal tarot for me as a tarot reader. And I'm going to be looking at the latest outrage from Richard Eden, in my opinion. Excuse me. And that is that Harry's heart is not in the Netflix thing, and palace sources have told him that Sophie and Edward are the template for the return of Harry and Meghan to royal duties, and not just the return, the likely return. He's been banging on about this in the Daily Mail and also on the Daily Mail's YouTube channel, Palace Confidential. That's where the likely return was said. And nobody else on that panel raised an eyebrow. They all nodded and said, oh yes, of course, and proceeded to chat about it while I was huffing and puffing and saying, I can't believe it. So we're going to have a look what is going on. What game is Richard Eden playing? And who's behind it? Who are these palace sources? Are they Meghan with her Hotmail account, being snarky, of course? Harry with his Hotmail account? If he can read and write, we don't know. And or is it actually coming from palace sources close to the king, the Prince of Wales? Where is it coming from? How do Sophie and Edward feel about being touted as the way back for the Parkles, the treacherous Parkles who've done their best to destroy the royal family, in my opinion, and also many other people's opinions? There has been. They, of course, had their moments way back when they were first married. The fake shake thing for her, the royal knockout thing for Edward, but they didn't write books accusing the royals of all kinds of terrible things. They didn't go on Oprah. They didn't film a TV series for Netflix saying how nasty the royals were and the British public. They didn't accuse anyone of being racist. They didn't drive people to their early graves, as Harry and Meghan, you could say, might have done, given the timing of some of their more egregious activities or insults towards the royals. My opinion, of course. So they're also not drug addicts. They don't have that kind of past, and they keep, it seems, to themselves and don't necessarily keep the company that Harry and Meghan have been accused of keeping. So quite different. And I'm expressing my opinion about the two couples and how very different they are. But let's see what the cards want to tell us about this story. What's going on? What game is Richard Eden playing? Who's behind it? These palace sources. How do Sophie and Edward feel about being touted as the template for Harry and Meghan to return? The likely return of Harry and Meghan, and outcome return of Harry and Meghan. Is it coming? Should we be concerned? What is going on? Because it seems that this narrative is really being pushed very hard at the moment. Might have something to do with all those court cases and the astronomical costs involved and the likelihood of losing. Don't know. We'll see. But let's just have a look at the cards. Let's remind you, very important, that this is tarot for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion. And it is all speculation, and I just read energy here. And of course, there is a disclaimer in the box below, and some of the things that I have accused the Parkles of being, they themselves have admitted in books like Spare and so on. So, I'm just saying. There he is again. He showed up. He showed up very keen to show himself on this tarot table. The Hermit, Virgo, Major Arcana, Harry. Hermit, when it's upright, is isolated, retiring from the world, going off, stomping off in Harry's case, leaving, going off going it alone. But the Hermit is in reverse. The Hermit wants to come home. Has the Hermit come back, or is he going to try and come back wiser, more self-aware? Because traditionally the Hermit, as you can see, here's this lantern. He's off for a period of reflection, and when he comes back, he's going to bring pearls of wisdom back. Is the has-been capable of that? Not in my opinion, and of course that is just my opinion, but he's certainly showing up, wants to come back. So let's see situation we're dealing with. Poor old Sophie and Edward do their best. 8 of Swords. Somebody who's stuck, somebody's in a trap, someone who can't see their way out of the mess they've got themselves into. That somebody, of course, the Hermit, our underlying energy, needing to find a way out, clutching at any way out he can possibly think of. And it seems like poor old Sophie and Edward are now the latest idea that somebody has clutched onto as a way of getting him out of the mess that he himself got himself into. So let's see what game Richard Eden is playing. What is he up to? What is he up to? Oh, stirring. He's stirring. 5 of Rods. And of course Daily Mail needs clicks. Palace Confidential needs clicks. We're in quiet time with the royals. Not much going on. Certainly not much going on with Harry and Meghan. They've gone very quiet, and she in particular. And so need clicks, need engagement, need comments, need advertising revenue. So stirring. Quite clear. Bringing up conflict. That's why they all went along with it so breezily on Palace Confidential. And this, of course, is my very jaundiced view of modern journalism and the depths of depravity it has sunk to, and the lack of integrity in it, which is why I suppose we have so many voices now being heard on alternative media, alternative platforms. And so there it goes. 5 of Rods is literally infighting, conflict, competition. Up the greasy pole he goes, and he's doing it, I would say, my opinion, for the clicks. So that was that question. Now I've gone blank because I'm so horrified by it. Who are these palace sources? Yes, luckily I have my cheat sheet next to me. In my handwriting I can very seldom read. So who are these palace sources? Are they actual palace sources, or are they Meghan with a hotmail, or Rachel with a hotmail, as people say, or Harry with a hotmail, or somebody like that? Who's the palace sources? 3 of Pentacles. We've got a little team, and I would say it's not a little team that's in the palace. Not that, because it's very low grade little team. It's hired hands. The 3 of Pentacles. This is someone's PR team, hard at work. And we know who's just got a new PR team, because he told us all about it a few months ago when he was looking for someone in the UK to represent him. 3 of Pentacles, that's a PR team. That's busy, busy, busy. So I wouldn't be too concerned about this, although the ending of the previous reading had me somewhat alarmed, because it does look like the has-been is going to be back in the UK at some point. Not a surprise, I suppose. The question is whether she's going to be there too. Oh no, you are all saying, oh no. 3 of Pentacles, okay, PR team. So how do poor old Sophie and Edward feel about being suddenly dragged into this mess, and everyone being reminded of their follies all those years ago, decades ago? And many people make mistakes and learn their lesson, and they certainly have learned their lesson and haven't put a foot wrong since. And the Queen gave them a chance to do the right thing, and they have. They've also raised 2 what look like to be lovely children who both seem to be very confident and decent and lovely, as I've already said. What's going on with them? How do they feel about this? Keeping quiet about it. High Priestess is silence. They will never say. They have learned the wisdom of keeping quiet, and they will not speak about this. It's between them and their confessor, or up there, or just themselves, and they'll not. We will never hear what they think. Sophie isn't going to one day sit down and write her memoirs and tell us all how horrified she was when Richard Eden decided that this was a clever idea, or Harry's PR decided it was a clever idea. And come, Richard, here's an idea for you to write about. I don't know if money changes hands in these situations. I have no idea how that works, but silence. Okay, so outcome. Are we getting Harry back in, forgiven, like Sophie and Edward were forgiven? Of course, as I said at the beginning, they didn't sin the way the Parkles have sinned. They weren't treasonous, treacherous, drug addicted, dangerous, vicious. These are all my opinions, these words that I'm flinging around. But I think we can find substance to back up my accusations if we don't have to look too far for any proof of any of that. You just have to read Spare, or watch that Netflix documentary, or read some of the Twitter accounts that are around. So, outcome. Is he back? Is she back? We got the Ace of Swords, which is a no, because it's in reverse. It's a no. They're not going to be allowed to do a Sophie and Edward. No. It's a very emphatic no. And even though I got the World in the previous reading, which meant the end of something, and the end of Harry's life in America, possibly the end of his marriage even, who knows. But back in England, back as a royal, not necessarily back as a working royal. Back maybe in the gamekeeper's cottage that I have earmarked for him on a remote Scottish estate, or even an island, how much Shetland. I have a very dear friend there, so let me not. It's very cold right now. But the Ace of Swords in reverse is a no. No. This is not the template. You are not going to get out of jail, Eight of Swords, with this little scheme of yours. Oh, you hermit in reverse. No. So we can breathe a bit easier. This is a PR stunt. This is Richard Eden doing his work for the Daily Mail. He's a paid hack. Shall we say that? Yes, I think we shall. That's my opinion of him anyway. I used to think better of him than I do right now. He's gone down in my estimation very much in the past few months, I'm sad to say. But there it is, Five of Rods. He's doing his job as a paid hack, my opinion. Sophie and Edward will never speak of this. It's a hell no. So there you have it. That's the reading for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.